What's up, Longhairs? Moreno here with the host of The Great Cut, Jefferson Jay.
Hi, it's great to be here, everybody. I missed you. How you doing?
Guys, we got another episode of The Main Cave, and this is going to be an interesting one. Jefferson, I'm stoked you're here, man. It's been a longtime friend, longtime supporter, obviously huge advocate of The Great Cut. You do some really cool things in San Diego. One of them being the San Diego Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you a little bit about one of our core values and how you have made a career out of this. Creativity and authenticity. It's in everything you do. You've made a lot of waves with your creativity. And you are an extremely authentic, interesting man.
Thank you, Lindsay. Go on.
And I just want to know, how has that been for you in all these things that you have created? Like, how have you kept your creativity alive?
That's a brilliant question. I want to thank you for asking. Okay. Thank you very much. And Frankie, thank you for having me. Life is this 1 second. This moment. Well, you got 3 children at home and a beautiful wife. I have a son and a wife. But right now, all that exists is this solitary second, and it keeps moving.
Yeah.
So if we seize that second and pack all the creativity and authenticity and just really feeling ourselves in that moment, it might sound ridiculous. That is life. And whatever is happening around that can be very, hairy. Sure. Can I say hairy in that context?
Yeah. Negative, whatever you
want.
Well,
I don't know if hairy should be seen as anyway.
Tough.
Yeah, tough times.
Yeah.
If you can distill it to a moment, make it creative, make it whatever. It doesn't have to be creative. Maybe solemn, maybe just like, wow. I think that is where life exists. And if we can stay in the moment, things can be a lot more manageable and a whole heck of fun.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I mean, there's a lot of happiness that comes from creativity, and there's a lot of sadness from when you know you're not using your creativity to your full potential. I've definitely felt that, like, in times of my life. But you're right. Like, the most you feel alive is when you are actually living in that second, whether it's like solving problems or fixing things with the fam or at the house or in your
arting.
career or building, arting, making something from nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
That is a very in the moment thing.
Yeah,
you cannot art if you're not in the moment. I mean, you can. You see banal stuff here and there in the mainstream media from time to time, but if you're an artist and you're doing it for the love of the game when you're doing it, it's everything.
I mean, is your main art been music?
Yeah, I started with high school theater, and as I got into college and grunge hit, I was like, you know what, I think I belong more with these guys, unless at play rehearsal after class, and I just went down that road being a singer. And then the band breaks up and you're a singer, it's about time to start playing guitar. Because otherwise, it's hard to be like, hey, I'm a singer, want to start a band? People are like, yeah, but what do you play? But I'm a singer. They're like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I started to play guitar, write songs, and wound up writing a whole load of songs because I enjoy the creative process in the moment.
Yeah.
If anybody needs like 1,500 of my songs, I've compiled them for you. They all have Word docs and MP3s. I'll send them over, and they can be yours for the low price. What does an NFT cost now? Do we know? Or whatever an NFT costs.
How many songs have you created in your career?
Roughly about 1,500. It could be.
Are you serious? So you're not joking about that number?
Definitely not. And I could definitely prove it. I can. Any Longhairs need a song? Yeah. I can write one for you. I can make new ones. But yeah, I've been at this a long time. That whole band breaking up thing and grunge era, we're talking about 30 years ago now. So I started playing the guitar in 95, and now it's 22. Yeah. And I did 365 songs a year, an original every day in 11, and in 16 for my Operation 365 project. So that's 720 right there that I made videos for.
Yeah.
Plus all the ones on my several
He's got the
albums.
receipts. They're on YouTube. You still have every one of those on YouTube,
I took
right?
the ones that had like 7 or 6 hits. I took them off after a bunch of years because, like, say you never saw me and you just find some song I did like at 11 o'clock at night, row your boat or whatever it is. I did a sick row your boat actually, but maybe Michael row the boat.
Okay,
ashore.
wait. We gotta talk about the Project 365 for a second because this speaks right to the creativity and authenticity and also discipline. It would have been really easy on any of those days to not bust out your video. Like, it was not only a song, but it was also putting it on video and uploading it to YouTube, right?
It was actually also 3 every day. An original song, a cover song, because I thought, I didn't write row your boat. You might have thought that I did, but I did not. So I do an original, a cover, and in 2011, Operation 365 1, there was like a video from one of the shows I do out in the community, a different artist or myself or whoever. And the second time I did that, I was tired of going through my deep archives of material, and I just did like a rant, kind of like the one I'm doing right now. I get on the thing, and I did my original song, I had my cover song, and now I'm doing a rant, and it's crazy. So I'd have like a video, and then there was a blog component that tied them all together.
Oh, man.
Every day for a year. The first time I did it, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it. It was an experiment. But after I'd done it once, well, I knew I could do it.
Yeah.
But I liked how much better I got at music, how much creativity I took on that I never would have if I hadn't put myself to the test like that.
Now, were you like stepping up those days? Like, all right, I gotta make something here. Or did you just do it? Did you have like a set time, like 3 o'clock
No.
every day I do my song? Or
No, like I would try to bust it out early in the day so it didn't become a big drag on me. But there, over the course of a year, there's sickness,
Right.
there's vacation,
Yeah.
there's things that happen, like a long list of things that happen that you have to work around. So sometimes you get it in at the last second at 11:58.
got it done every time, yeah.
Every time, different songs. And, there's a nice article the Huffington Post wrote. They called me the king of front-facing media. I don't know if that's true or if that phrase
that's
ever
probably
caught
changed.
on.
That was several years ago, right?
I don't think that
now
ever
everybody's
caught
on their
on.
phone now.
Everyone's
Everybody's got
the
the
king.
front-facing bullshit
That's
everywhere.
not a great phrase, the front-facing media,
Yeah.
I think some people have done well with back-facing media, but that's a whole nother blog.
Dude, so like tell us about like one of the hard days though where you're like, I don't know, I can't think of anything. How did you get through that? How'd you find the creativity to muster it up?
Some days I wasn't that enthused about it. I'll give you one
It wasn't about like making the best song ever every time.
Definitely
It was just
not.
about doing
A lot of
getting it
times
done.
I wrote the song like this. Okay, let's go. Ding dong dicka ding dong dong dicka ding dong dong dicka ding dong. And I'd start making up a song.
Yeah.
And I put out an album. I got a bunch of records on the Spotify and all the other things. You can go to my website, jeffersonjay.com or thegoodvibe.com and check out my discography. But so I took the best of the Operation 365 and I made a record. So some of these tunes that I just made up on the spot, I wound up really liking and I had to go back and learn them.
Nice.
Another whole level to the job.
Yeah.
And one day, I think we were about a week in or two to the first Operation 365 in 2011. And I was being stupid. It was a long time ago and I was being dumb. And I was on the phone with my mother in New Jersey and there was some stress coming my way through the phone line and my stepfather now. And I went and got this candle from outside and I'm just like, this is really stupid. I'm like using this like Leatherman and I'm like cutting wax off it to make it not an outside candle. I'm trying to make it so I could use it. But I'm frustrated and not paying enough attention and they cut right through the candle and right into my wrist.
Oh no, it's still got the scar.
And blood's like shooting out. And I'm immediately like, oh no, everyone's gonna think I killed myself. And all respect to everything, that's just not what I was doing at that moment. I was definitely like, that's what I was thinking about, that everyone's gonna think that I was dumb. Like I Darwin awarded myself and anyway. I was upsetting. There was blood everywhere. It was like a Dexter type situation.
So wait, this is all in the video?
No. I still had to do my videos after that.
Oh shit.
My friend comes over, he cleans up the bloody room, and he plays guitar for me. We did Summer in the City and my song Killing's Wrong, which is one of my main anthems. If you need an anthem, Killing's Wrong is here for you out there. And he played the guitar, and I sang with my bloodied arm up in the air, like bandaged up. It was super bloody in there. He cleaned it up. Is that a friend or what? To just de-dexterify your whole room. My neighbors came, I was screaming, and they butterflied it up.
And still get the video done.
3 videos.
Dude, 3 videos. 3. Yeah.
3 and a blog posted every day.
Man, we got to do a little more highlight on this project. There's one thing about Jefferson that has always fascinated me is just the pure output of work that you have done. Like specifically with the music, but also video in different mediums, you know? You have produced a lot of stuff.
I have a side project I don't talk about, and you'll understand why in a second, but I think this is the perfect place. A friend came to me and asked me to write a song for his thing, Massive Sack and the Dong Bumpers.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll write this song for you. It's called the Sack Dong Country Hoedown. Very nice song. Very sweet, adorable song. And when I wrote the song, I told him my name, because they all have names. It's like one of those things. Okay. My name is Big Freeness. And I try to embody that with every moment of creativity. So now the band, which I don't think has done much since our debut, we play the heck out of that song though, is Big Freeness, Massive Sack, and the Dong Bumpers. And there's also Scratchy Sack. He's a lawyer in town. Lumpy Sack. We've become very close friends. He plays banjo. So don't Google that one. You won't get very far. But all the other stuff is really fun to Google. It's like, oh, I'm Googling Jefferson Jay. I'm feeling the good vibe. I'm putting on my hair ties like so. There's so many things these things can do. You want to get creative with something? Say you need a belt. I have a belt. You just strap a couple of these together, wham, blam, bloom.
Yeah.
Say you want to have horns. I want to have horns.
He has made it. He has a famous photo actually from our site of his little double.
My little double
buns.
They're big double buns. Big Freeness double buns. That's a good name for them. Yes, I use it on my social media. When people think that I take myself too seriously, which I'm afraid, I'm very, very worried about that. I make this my main picture, and then people know that I'm very comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to deliver on any variety of topics, except for I'm really tired and bored of politics. So stop trying to talk about politics with me here, Lindsay.
Hey, well, Jefferson Jay, thank you so much for coming on to the main cave. Just before we go.
Yes.
Could you just tell us a little bit about the San Diego Music Hall of Fame? Just finished a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, we weren't able to attend this year. All of us were out of town, but
I'll tell you about it. San Diego is an incredible city. All kinds of awesome things have been occurring here for a very long time, and the arts community does an incredible job supporting the visual artists of San Diego for 100 years. The musicians were kind of a more scattered about, a few here, this genre, that genre, many years. There's not many occasions where everybody gathers together to take note of what's been done and to celebrate. And it's not just for the musicians, the people who love music, the people who go to concerts. That's a huge part of who they are. And these artists they love, they want to be there to celebrate their induction into the San Diego Music Hall of Fame. And the whole concept lifts the whole thing up where it belongs, alongside the other great arts of our city, the paintings, the sculptures, all the different things that are so well supported and funded by the generous philanthropists of San Diego that do an incredible job. And huge thanks to them all. And you guys with the great cut, which I love being a part of. So the musicians needed a little bit of organization and a boost. So once a year, we do the San Diego Music Hall of Fame. It's gone very well. We've sold out a bunch of years. It's an incredible array of talent of all different backgrounds, stylistic inclinations, eras. I could go on and on. I think I have. TheGoodVibe.com has all this stuff. I'm also making an animated series called The Hunt for the Holiday Spirit, starring a full cast of actors with various disabilities, including neurodiversity. There's never been a show like it before. We were directing it as plays that I wrote in El Cajon at St. Madeleine Sophie Center. And there's no question that these guys can carry the weight of an entire series, and it's time to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to express themselves and be part of the discussion. Make no mistake about it. The media and what we interact with is a discussion, and a discussion isn't a whole discussion until all voices are heard. So what you're doing for the people who the Great Cut benefits and giving them respect and acknowledgement is huge. And we're also at the Good Vibe, my company, lifting up the local music and trying to make diversity, equality, inclusivity a way of life and not just a terrific idea that people need to get behind.
Jefferson, thank you for always being creative and authentic. Guys, we got links below of all Jefferson's stuff. We have several blogs about his projects as well, so you can check all those up. And the link below. Jefferson, you're the man.
Love you. Bye.
See you.